well, welcome to the club first. What was it that convinced you to join Brighton in the first place?
Well, I was really impressed with the facilities. I knew it. Lots of people speak about Brighton and you know, the development and how they're progressing and stuff, but I was blown away by you know, when I came down and got a tour. I was really shocked at how good everything was, and also really felt a really good atmosphere and a welcoming atmosphere, and I think the people I met on that day really were a great help in my decision.
Was it surprising that it's sort of all integrated, because there's not many clubs where the women's team and men's team are under the same roof?
That really surprised me, and I said that on the day. Surprised that everything's in the same facility. Usually, like, you might have youth down the road, or you know, nothing seems to be all together. Nowhere I've been anyway. So that was really impressive. And as I said, the facilities are fantastic, and everyone gets to use them. You know, from the first team, the men's, down to the grassroots football.
And one of your Irish colleagues here, Sophie Perry, did you do some homework with her and check out what the place had to offer?
Not for this particular move, but I've always asked Sophie about Brighton for the last few years. Just I've always had an interest here and how the team's developing, and you know, you always hear good things about it. So I've known about the club for a while, and when I was making my decision, I was in contact with Sophie just to see what she thought. And
in terms of the development of the women's game, you've obviously been at the top of the women's game for a good number of years now. How has that evolved? You know, the last few years, has it surprised you in terms of how quickly that interest has snowballed in the game?
It surprised me that it's evolved so quickly. There's always been an interest, and you know, behind the scenes, people working, but you only had certain clubs that were invested in women's football, and maybe 2 or 3 in the country. But now every single team in the WSL 1 and 2 have big support and backing from most of them have the backing from the men's side. So I think that surprised me, that you know, more teams have got on board so rapidly. But the FA have a lot to do with that, and they've a lot to say. I just think the standard is only going to get better because of you know, the investment in coaching, and it all starts at grassroots football. So not really surprised at how it's going, but surprised it's gone there so quickly. Yeah.
And I guess at Arsenal, you know, Arsenal were one of the trailblazers. You were part of that.
Yeah, and you know, I joined Arsenal in 2000, a long time ago, and they were the team to join at that time. They were very supportive in women's football, and it was the steady ship, and we had a great team, and we got a lot of accolades, and it was a fantastic club for me. And it's great to see other clubs catching up and, you know, creating a more competitive environment that's only going to help everyone.
And 125 caps, I think it's second only to Robbie Keane in terms of caps won, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I'm planning to catch him, but yeah, I mean, as you said, I've been around a long time, so it was easy for me to accumulate those caps. There's a lot more international games now, so there's people on my heels, but I'm looking forward to playing more games and, you know, building on that number.
Is that part of the motivation to obviously come here, competitive club, have that facility, but also continue your international career?
Yeah, definitely. I spoke with George, the manager, and you know, I've heard about the goalkeeping coach, so that was important for me to be able to keep developing my goalkeeping, and I still have plenty of room for that. And yeah, to get regular game time and to work and to help the team and to build on that. And obviously, I still want to play international football, and I still have a lot to give.
So even with all those caps, all those honours, all those games you've played, you still feel you've got room to improve?
Yeah, definitely, always. I still don't feel like I've reached my peak, to be quite honest, and I still feel I can give a lot more. And I'm just looking forward to a new environment with new coaches and new challenges that I think is only going to help me and push me on.
And looking at your list of honours, there's a lot to choose from, but what's the what's the one standout highlight from your career that you sort of look back on as the best moment, perhaps?
I have to say probably the Champions League final. You're probably expecting that, right? It was just unbelievable for us as a club, and we were part-time, so we were competing against full-time professionals, which was, you know, we were at a major disadvantage, and no one expected us to get as far as we did, and certainly no one expected us to win. So we were the underdogs, so it was always a little bit better when you're the underdogs. And personally, I was really busy the 2 games, so that was really good for me. But definitely, probably the highlight, yeah. And just the team we had. We were all such close friends, and we had to work really hard for it.
Finally, first game of the season in a competition that you've got a great pedigree, the FA Cup, away at Wimbledon. You must be raring to get going and make your first appearance for the club. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it. The fact it's an FA Cup game is probably a little bit more pressure, but I can't wait to get going, and I think it's going to, you know, hopefully we'll get the support there, and it's going to be a good experience. And you know, if we can beat Wimbledon and get to the next round, I think we're only going to keep improving, and we're certainly going to be a team that teams don't want to meet.